So my name is Nicki. I am one of the charge nurses on a COVID unit at Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. I can't say enough about how much my team, my colleagues, the other floor that's COVID, and the ICU that's COVID, has come closer, and they all understand our defeat. We are exhausted, but we are still here with smiling faces under that mask, and we truly are here for the patients to see them get better and keep our frustrations and worries away to make sure that the patient outcomes are our primary focus. I've always wanted to be a nurse, and even though the nursing um, that I went to school for could never ever prepare me for what's happening now during this pandemic. No textbook or CDC article can ever prepare myself or I think any of my colleagues for what to expect and what we're all going to go through because of COVID. And just knowing that everything is inevitable. We don't know how the day's going to end. We don't know what's going to happen. All we know is that we're here. We're here to do our jobs and make sure our patients are well taken care of. And honestly, be here for our community, knowing that at the times of uncertainty, these patients are scared because they know that they don't know what's going to happen if they're not doing anything. A lot of them come in and then they do gradually get worse and need more oxygen support, and then half the times they do know that they're getting worse and there's just some it's happening so fast that we can't help them through the processes. And knowing that through nursing school it was if this patient had this oxygen level then they needed this is what we do next, and now it's, well, maybe we should do this and we can try this and then we'll do this to help get the patient stable again. And knowing that we we have to have teamwork and community support and support from our organization, which has been phenomenal throughout this entire COVID-19 pandemic, really is what keeps me coming back to work. We've all been in the positions to where we don't know what to think about the day and have later on discussed it with each other through a telephone call or um, a text between the charge nurse and another nurse, because we have to be there to support each other. And oftentimes at work, it is hard to express how we felt. We truly we truly came a lot closer as a team being on a COVID floor and knowing that every day is going to be different than the day before. They are a completely different patient by the time they are discharged because they understand COVID is real. They've unfortunately gone through, the majority of them have gone through some of the scary effects of not being able to breathe, all short of breath, needing a lot more oxygen, and then finally listening, proning on their bellies, and then at least 3 to 4 hours every day. And we encourage them to do it a lot more. And then when they leave, they do say, now I know why COVID is real and that they have to be following this outside of the hospital with their families. And we've even had a lot of the patients say, well, is it okay that I go with home to my family? What precautions can I take from this point on? And all of that. So again, it's just a more of a learning curve and educating everybody on what to do now because you've had COVID and what you can do for the community, your family, and yourself. Because if you go back to not wearing your mask and doing the unsafe practices, you are risking yourself of being sick again, and you're risking more than just yourself. You're risking others throughout the community. I would like our community to know that COVID is real. This is a serious disease, and it has been very overwhelming seeing how many patients are in our COVID floors, and it's been a revolving door. We discharge a patient, we get a patient, and we are typically full on all of our COVID floors for weeks on end, knowing that our patients are going to just keep coming.
I know you've talked about being with your other nurses and talking about how you guys are feeling. Do you as a nursing staff and you personally feel like you're going to come out of this on top, or are you going to potentially have like a PTSD where you might lose yourself a little bit?
Being a part of COVID, I don't know if that's going to happen because, I mean, sorry. um, See, you made me cry now.
Sorry, Nicki. So I hope that as a nursing staff, you guys are taking care of yourselves. And that's
Right.
kind of what I want our community to know, is that this is so real and it has an effect on people bigger than just COVID.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that you can help us understand that.
So it has been exhausting emotionally, and it's been so real that it does affect me. And I mean, I try to do as much as I can to help everybody, and knowing that half the times I do help these patients, and other times we just watch them get worse, and there's nothing that we can do. I think that will create a harder outlook to my future, and knowing that I I just couldn't help everybody will it will probably cause PTSD or some other psyche for myself because it just hurts. And um yeah, I truly I just want I want everyone to be able to leave that hospital, but half of them, the majority of them don't. And I I don't know what effect it will have on me in the future, and I know that my husband feels that I do have a different perspective when I come home, and I have to take those breaks and kind of just keep to myself, talk to my manager, talk to my staff when I'm there, and decompress and let them know that it has taken a hit on my bubbly personality, my want to keep doing what I'm doing, but it is exhausting. And half the times I don't know what to think about it and where to go, if that makes sense. We all put on a brave face when we're at work, and we keep all of our emotions as much as we can in check when we're in the patient care environment. And I mean, I've left work crying. I've left work super happy and excited that it was a good day and that all of us were able to move on and do something positive for not only ourselves but our patients. And it is important that everybody knows that, yeah, we go in there, we have all of our PPE on, but I mean, we're still human too.